And keeping it moving, the next fight we got Brunno Ferreira taking on Armen Petrosyan. And Petrosyan needs some get back here. He has 2 straight losses on his record currently. He was 3-1 in the UFC, but now he's 3-3 and kind of in an unenviable position. Brunno Ferreira up and down as well. He is 3-2 in the UFC and kind of has had to fight really hard competition quickly because he got that big upset win over Gergie Rodriguez in his debut. And this is another hard fight. He's coming off a submission loss himself. So both these guys have some pressure here. Armen, tall, long, and technical striker. He's super fast. He's sharp with the stand-up. He likes to pressure you. He has an upright stance, so he's able to move in and out quickly and uses his hands mainly. He has a nice jab, really good check hook. He'll use the jab to draw at offense and then lean back, catch that check hook. He can switch stances really well, and he's good at using that lead hand offense from both stances. When fighters get static on him, he will kind of come in with the 1-2s or 3-2s, get aggressive. He'll go to the body. He isn't a super dangerous kicker, but he will make some kicks throughout, and he actually has a head kick knockout on his record, but he has good eyes, a solid chin, and he normally likes to use head movement to evade, roll with shots, come back with sharp counters, and use his hands. And but he isn't super comfortable in the pocket. He tends to kind of use a couple shots, then want to get out because he doesn't have big power, and I think that he kind of realizes that. But you saw in this fight with Shara, he got hit with that double spinning back fist combo, which I don't think anybody saw coming, put him to sleep. But we've seen him fight before against creative strikers like CLD, Christian Leroy Duncan, who's a big spinning attack guy, and he was able to shut it down and even get some takedowns, control time off the spins. And Brunno Ferreira, his last fight was getting in trouble, spinning too much, and getting taken down that way too. So I could see Armen handling that here and kind of shutting it down like he did versus CLD. But that was the second time that Petrosyan got knocked out, the knockout he took in his last fight. So obviously touching him on the chin, if Brunno could do that, he has a good chance to KO him if he can land solid. But yeah, Armen, his wrestling defense isn't good, but he's been fighting super good grapplers. I feel like he's squirmy, he's hard to submit, and he's able to survive bad positions. And ultimately, if he gets taken down here, I think he will be able to survive and kind of at least last to the end of the round, if not get back up. But Brunno Ferreira, he's a Hulk of a guy, man. I mean, bowling ball. He is someone that has a narrow bladed stance. He looks to move around, fake feint. He doesn't do much, and he'll try to kind of lull you, and then he fires in, can close distance quickly, and throw big, heavy shots. I expect him to fight maybe with a little bit more urgency here because he pretty much blew the entire first round of his last fight, doing nothing. He was able to come back, win the second, but then looked tired midway through the third and got finished. So this fight, I think he has to rely on walking down Petrosyan and knocking him out against the fence. He could possibly take him down and submit him early, but I think if he goes that route, he's kind of banking on the early finish or he's going to get gassed out. So if Ferreira walks him down, is a little more economical with his cardio, but tries to get him in these positions where he can explode and knock him out, I think he has a decent chance because he should be the more durable guy and he's more powerful for sure. But he was exposed a little bit in his last fight on the ground. Abus Magomedov, who's a decent wrestler and grappler, but more of a striker, really dominated Ferreira with the wrestling and then ended up submitting him. And Ferreira's style of exploding in, spinning a lot, he can lunge in, he can get out of position where you can take advantage and put him on his back. And he does have some really good judo, so if he could clinch you, he could throw you and things like that. But he only has a 16% takedown rate and 1 takedown in 5 UFC fights, so it's not like he's out there taking guys down very often. And he went to the third round for the first time in his career. His last fight, he got finished, so that doesn't inspire a lot of confidence in his cardio. And he's finished the vast majority of his wins in the first round. So I kind of think Petrosyan wins this fight at a good clip if he isn't caught. And I think he should be a bigger favorite. Maybe you could go with Ferreira to win in round 1. But I just think if this fight goes over 3 rounds, Petrosyan is going to be the better striker. He's going to be the guy walking Ferreira down. And I think his counters and speed is going to shut down a lot of Ferreira's offense. And if he could, get some control time when Ferreira is exploding in and getting out of position with these spins or just lunging, then he could zap a little bit of Ferreira's energy as well and have the better cardio down the stretch. So I think Armen is going to win this one, and I'll pick Armen via knockout in round 2.